This dog is 1000% not a service animal. I was not prepared for what this table was gonna be. So you know what I did? I got a little petty. Don't ever touch me. Oh my God, don't ever touch me. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I hope you stick around, and if you are a returning viewer, click or subscriber. OG, thank you just a little bit extra for being here during this crazy ride. It's been crazy. If you are not new to my channel, you know that every once in a while I step out of the beauty kind of space and talk about stories that I have from being a bartender. I still bartend. It's actually my main source of income at the moment while I try to pursue Noelle Lashes, YouTube, everything. The hours are much more flexible for me. So that pays my bills at the moment, and I've got stories throughout the years. I have been serving / bartending for almost a decade, which is crazy. Like I started serving when I was 16, and I'm 26 now, so 10 years. Just turned 26, and then bartending for 8 of those 10 years. So kind of crazy. I definitely have some stories. I do have a playlist. I will add this video to it and link the other videos down below. If you are curious about this beauty look, I did not film it for YouTube, but I do have tutorials on my TikTok, both on my personal TikTok, and then I have a TikTok for Noelle Lashes, so I'll leave those linked below if you're interested. If you really want me to do a YouTube video on this look, I will, because I am really feeling myself at the moment. I really like how this look turned out, and I feel like it would be really flattering on a lot of people, and it really did not take a lot of skill, if you will. It was really easy to do. I really think that pretty much anyone could redo this look. So I haven't filmed too much in December. If you guys have been caught up and you watched my last video, I've been sick. I've been sick pretty much all December, 2 separate times, and the last time was Corona. Today is literally my last day of quarantine. I just tested negative today, which is amazing. So I actually went to Ulta today. Of course, the first place I had to go once I could go anywhere was Ulta. But no, I was trying to get the new e.l.f. grip primer, which I couldn't find. My Ulta didn't have it for whatever reason, so I ended up ordering it online, but I tried to go in store to get it because I wanted to test it out. But anyway, today's video is going to be some more server / bartender story times, horror times. So if you like these kind of videos, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of these videos or beauty videos, or you just want to do your good deed for the day and get some good karma in your life. Go ahead and subscribe. And let's get into today's stories. Okay, this first one might be my favorite out of all the ones I'm going to share today. Again, I'm never going to give specifics of where I worked, when this happened, whether it was at an old restaurant, at the restaurant I currently work at, whatever, what have you. I will never give those details away. You guys can guess all you want in the comments. No one has been correct. And if you are from my hometown and you watch these videos, please just don't. Just don't, okay? That is not the point of this video. I've actually enjoyed pretty much all the restaurants I worked at in terms of the owners or even corporate restaurants. Most of these stories have nothing to do with the restaurants themselves. That could be a whole other video, but all of these stories are based on the customer experiences, not the restaurant. And the restaurant that I currently work at now, I love my coworkers to death, and the owners are literally amazing. So I will be there until literally last day I can. Even if I have a full-on career, full-on YouTube career one day, I will keep a single shift at that restaurant just to still be there with those people because they are amazing. So anyway, this story takes place at a specific cuisine style restaurant. This woman comes in. It's a party of 2. So this woman comes in and she's waiting for a friend. So she sits down and she's raving about, our menu. She loves it. It's one of her favorite spots. And I was like, oh, you don't look familiar to me, but I'm so glad that we finally met. I'm here all the time. I'll take great care of you. I'm gonna bring you a water, whatever you want to drink, and then let me know when your friend joins. I'll keep my eyes open and then I'll come over. Cause she was like, I'll be good till she gets here. I'm early, so you know, you don't need to like cater to me too much or anything like that at the moment. So she was super nice. I was not prepared for what this table was gonna be. Fast forward about 15 minutes. I'm also the only one working, like I'm the only one on the floor, so you know, everything is mine. I'm a little bit busy, but not like too crazy, because there's always a point where, especially when you're the only one working, that you know you cannot give 100% amazing service to every single table. You can only do your best and make your tables known that you are doing their best if you feel like something isn't satisfactory, or if they feel, you know, they voice that something isn't satisfactory. So anyway, I was busy, but not like super slammed, but it was to the point where I didn't really have the time to converse with my tables as much as I would like to on like a normal daily basis, especially when it comes to talking about the menu and talking about the cuisine that we have. You know, these are the kind of shifts where you hope people know the menu and don't have any stupid questions. Yes, there are stupid questions. We've gone over this. Like in a previous video, I know I mentioned that someone asked how big the 6-ounce sirloin was. There are such things as stupid questions. I will never tell a customer that or make a customer feel that way, but there are. And so this was one of those instances where I was busy enough where I was really hoping I didn't get any of those stupid questions, because every second is pretty much precious, because I can still give everyone great service if everyone just didn't ask me stupid questions. Anyway, both the women have waters, and I just dropped the water off and they were like, oh, we need time. And I was like, okay. So I'm walking past them. I'm doing my rounds through the restaurant, and then I'm coming back around. And because they said that they needed time, I wasn't gonna stop back over there. I never wanna rush someone. Usually if people in a rush, they'll tell you. So I always, you know, am on alert, but they didn't look like they needed anything. And the woman who joined the table, she's like the real villain in the story. Like both suck, and you'll see why at the end. But at first I really thought it was just about her. But I'm walking by their table, I'm wearing a long cardigan, and she pulls me by my cardigan and like yanks it back and goes, excuse me. First of all, don't ever touch me. Oh my God, don't ever touch me. I've had men inappropriately touch me. I've had people just think they can grab my arm. I had someone like during the panorama in the summer pull me in to their face so they could like thank me. I thought they were gonna give me a freaking kiss on the cheek. Like, no thank you, do not touch me. Especially with everything going on nowadays. Regardless of the germs, just don't touch me. It's so rude. Oh my God, all you had to do was say, excuse me, and I would have turned around and gotten to you. But if you're gonna do me like that, I already am not in the mood. I'm like, all right, strike one. We're gonna pretend that this restaurant is strictly a pizza joint, okay? Just so you get the gist of what she's asking, okay? Pizza, that is the only thing on the menu, okay? Excuse me, where is the chicken parm? Well, ma'am, we have never had chicken parm on the menu, nor will we ever, because we strictly serve pizza here. That's incorrect. I had it last week. Mind you, she told me when she sat down this was her first time in here. So I've already caught you in 2 lies. Strike 2. I simply say, I am so sorry, that was not what you had here. We have never had that on the menu. We will never have that on the menu. Do you have any questions about items that are on the menu, instead of asking me for a specific item that we do not have and that we will not have ever? And then she goes, oh, just give me more time, and literally shoos me away. Okay, I'm gonna give you plenty of time, my darling. So now my mood has completely changed with this table, obviously. I will pretty much kill with kindness and not be, I'm never rude, like, just to be rude, obviously, but there are certain times where you can tell like my patience gets thin. I'm still being nice to the table. You never know. There are actually a lot of people out there who give bartenders and servers a really hard time for whatever reason, and they want to see how you handle it, and then they'll tip you really nicely. So I still try, you know, I still think that that's effed up. You should still just be nice to strangers, but it does happen. I don't know why people are the way that they are, but so it's finally time to take their order. They are both grumpy at this point. I feel like woman B, the second woman who joined, just like completely ruined the mood of woman A, who was, may I remind you, very nice and very happy to be there at the beginning of this. Now both moods are killed. My mood is killed. So is this gonna be a good experience? Probably not. So they order the same thing, something very simple, just kind of like whatever. I explain what's in it, make sure there's no allergies, blah, blah, the whole deal. So I bring it out. Eventually I bring it out. I check on them a couple times. Everything's fine. Everything's great. There's not really any more rude encounters. They just really don't want anything to do with me. And I'm like, all right, fine. Like, sorry you didn't get your chicken frickin' parm at a pizza place. So then I drop the bill. They were charged for no drinks because they both got waters and both of their meals. This woman B, pulls my cardigan as I go to turn away after I drop the bill and goes, are we not gonna get a discount? I'm sorry, why did you think you were gonna be getting a discount? Well, because I wanted chicken parm and you guys didn't have it today. I swear. No, ma'am, you do not get a discount for ordering something that we do not have on the menu. But keep in mind, she was also boxing up the rest of her food. Both of them were. They liked their food. I am never going to discount someone and let them take the leftovers home. So I explained to her, look, I'm so sorry. I know that you think we have this menu item, but we really don't. We never did. We never will. It looks like you were happy with your lunch. You ate most of it. You're taking it home. You know, you had no complaints this far, so I'm gonna have to leave the bill where it is. If you wanna talk to my owner, you can talk to my owner. They pay with a card, so I grab the card, I swipe the card, and just drop it. Have a lovely day, thank you so much. So at least they paid, right? So like I said, I was busy. I wasn't like super slammed, but it's busy to the point of, you know, I can't bust my tables right away. Tables are gonna stay dirty for a couple minutes before I can get to them. So they paid, obviously the credit card, so I'm not worried about them paying in cash and not leaving. I know that they've paid the tab. So I don't rush over and like make sure that they have cash to give me or anything, which I would if they didn't pay with the card and they were just getting up to leave. I would have kind of tried to maneuver my way over to make sure there was cash on the table and that they weren't just trying to skip it on their bill because of how rude and entitled they were this entire time. But I know that they already paid, so I let it go. They get up, a few tables get up, I'm busy. I eventually get over to the table. The receipt is like all folded up, which people do a lot if they're gonna leave cash, like a cash tip with a credit card. They'll kind of fold it up and stick it in the pen so that the cash doesn't go anywhere. So I'm like, oh, okay, they must have tipped me in cash. So I unroll it. A single penny. A penny. There's a little next to the tip line. They signed it, they paid the bill, and they left me a penny. That to me is more insulting than just completely stiffing me. Like that is, it's one thing. Stiffing is like so deliberate, right? Like it's already a deliberate act. You are like, I am not tipping. This was not a mistake where they thought that this was a nice restaurant and that you just got gratuity included. No, they deliberately didn't tip me on the credit card and then deliberately folded a penny into the receipt. And I just hold it up. I hold the little penny, I go like this, and I go to my owner and I go, oh my God, so sweet. How rude. And another thing I don't get when people don't tip well or tip so horribly is it's like, to me, that's embarrassing. Like, especially if nothing was wrong. Clearly these women were upset and whatever, so in their mind something was wrong. But especially when your experience goes fine, your meals are good, there's no complaints, and then you don't tip well, it's like, aren't you embarrassed for yourself? Like, I'm not sitting there being like, oh, woe is me, because I know that I'm good at my job and I know that hopefully I'll make up for it otherwise, and if I don't, karma's a bitch. But isn't that embarrassing? Like, isn't that embarrassing? Especially repeated customers who do that. Like, I clearly am looking at you like, dang, this guy can't pay a water bill probably because he can't tip me. Like, that sucks. Like, your life sucks. Like, that's how we look at it. That was quite a doozy. That was a fun experience, let me tell you. Luckily, I never saw either of those women again. So the next story is I had this table who, oh my God, anytime I would ask a question or repeat what they said, they would then repeat it and question it again. It was a four top. It was like two middle-aged couples. And the women were nice, the guys were rude. That is very common, at least for me. I don't know. The women were like clearly just unhappily married to these a-holes, these dickheads, like, but whatever. So they walk in, they sit down, and as soon as I go over, I say, hi, my name is Noelle. What can I get you to drink tonight? Blah, blah, blah. Say like my little spiel. They didn't interrupt me, but one of the guys is just looking at the menu the whole time and then looks up at me and goes, well, aren't you gonna get our drink order? Well, sir, if you were listening to me when I walked up to the table, that's exactly what I asked you. But did I say that? Of course not. I said, yes, I put this drink list right in front of you so that you could pick one. Would you like a minute or do you want a water? Blah, blah, blah. he wants a water. The whole table wants to take a minute with the drink list, which is very normal. So I grab them all a bunch of waters, and then I go ahead, drop them off, and give them a couple more minutes to pick out their drinks from the bar. So my next time back to the table, I'm saying, okay, are we ready to order some drinks from the bar? I can get them sent into the bartender. Same guy completely ignores me when I walk over, is looking down or talking and not paying attention to me, and then looks up at me and goes, yeah, can I order my drink from the bar now? If you were listening to me when I walked to the table and asked that exact question. So you know what I did? I got a little petty. When they ordered all their drinks, this one single guy got a draft beer. And so I brought everyone else their drinks. And then I was like, oh, I'm so sorry, we have to change the keg. So we're just gonna have to wait a minute on that beer. But don't worry, it'll be a fresh keg. Like, that's great, love that. And he was like, fine. You didn't have to change the keg. I just waited to ring in his drink so you could wait. God. Then it's time to take their order, okay? I finish with him last, so I go around the table. He's the last. I usually, you know, go left to right. Okay, so he's the last one, plus ladies first, always. Ladies orders, I get the other gentleman's order, and then I go to him. And what he orders requires a lot of questions, like, how do you want this cooked? What sides would you like with this? Yada, yada, yada. So that conversation went a little bit like this. Sir, what can I get you for dinner tonight? Yeah, I'll have the steak, please. Okay, and how do you want that cooked? I said I want the steak. Yeah, how do you want it cooked? Is she even listening to me? I said I want the steak. And then luckily, his wife chimes in, and I swear to you, she says, whatever his name is, let's call him Rick. Rick, can you stop being an asshole? She wants to know how you want your steak cooked. She is just asking you the question she needs to ask you. Stop giving her a hard time. Thank you, Sarah. Does he apologize because he's clearly not understanding? He's having a major brain fart and clearly not understanding that I'm asking him the correct question into what he said to me. Does he apologize? No. He just goes, medium. I say, okay. And what 2 sides would you like with that? We have blah, 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 blah. Broccoli. What else do you want for the side, sir? What are your starch options again? So yeah, that was pretty much how that table went. That was a real grand old time. I really hope that Sarah is doing okay, because I know that I wouldn't be if I had to wake up every morning next to that guy. Now this last story might be your favorite because it's kind of crazy. This guy comes in, okay? He is in a wheelchair. He doesn't have legs. I don't know. I don't know, you know, if he was born with them and then they got taken away. I don't know what happened, okay? It's crucial to the story though, okay? So I get him comfortable at like the table that has a chair so we can pull them out. Obviously he can't get into a booth. So I get him comfortable and I'm like, oh, are you dining alone? Am I gonna be hanging out with you today, or do you have someone else joining you? He said, oh, my friend and then my service dog is coming in. So they'll be in shortly. They'll be here any minute. I'm like, okay, great. Also, it is pouring rain outside. That just like adds a little bit to the story. You'll see what I mean. So I get this guy situated, bring the menus over, and then I'm waiting for his friend to join. I only had 2 tables at this point too. That's important to note, that luckily the restaurant was not full at this point. There was only 1 other table in here. Otherwise this would have been way bigger of a problem. So I'm eating my lunch because it was the slow time. So it was me, I was on a double. So this was like my time to eat lunch. So one of the kitchen crew was like, hey, I think the guy's friend joined, but I think he went to the bathroom or something, just so you know. And I was like, oh, okay, cool, thanks. So I was like, oh, I'll go over in a couple minutes. Like they said they were in absolutely no rush anyway. So I wasn't like rushed to get back to the table. So we're all in the back. Most of us are on our lunch, like eating on the fly. We're like, you know, you're eating, you're still working, but you're preparing your lunch, whatever. All of a sudden, this dog, this sopping wet dog, just goes running through the restaurant, through the kitchen. And this guy in his wheelchair is like, I forget, let's call the dog Charlie. Charlie, oh my gosh, haha, oh my God, Charlie, come here, come here. This dog is not listening to him at all. This dog is 1000% not a service animal. Look, I love animals, I love dogs. There is a reason they are not allowed in public spaces, especially in restaurants, without being a service animal. Number one, other people might be allergic. Number two, it's extremely unsanitary because we're dealing with people's food and stuff that they're going to be ingesting. This isn't just like a retail space where it's not that big of a deal if a dog is kind of running around or chilling or whatever, okay? Like how some stores have like a store pet, you know, like some like hair salons or something, like the owner will bring in their dog or their cat because it's not as big of a deal. You're not like ingesting stuff. It's not as much of a health hazard as it is at a restaurant. I mean, this dog could have like it just ran back there. It could have made one of us trip with food in our hands for other guests. They could have gotten themselves hurt back there with like the hot oil. Like there's so many reasons why this was absolutely not okay. I love dogs, I love animals, but this was not okay. We were all just in like utter shock. Eventually this dog, clearly like it's not leashed or anything, just running around. Like it didn't even have a collar or a leash like on. It wasn't like someone was trying to hold this dog and it just got out or something. That's a little bit more understandable. But no, this dog just completely ran through the restaurant and we're all just standing there like, this is not a service dog. We had every right to say, you need to leave and take this dog with you. But I was in shock. And to make this worse, I went up to my owner and I go, I'm not going to be the one that tells this poor man who doesn't have legs that his dog can't be in here. Like, I'm not doing it. You can do it, but I'm not doing that. That is not in it for me today. Luckily, this dog did calm down and stay at the table once, like, it got situated, but it still was not acting like a service dog. It was, every time I'd come over, it would try to jump on me and everything, but luckily this man, like the owner, was holding him down and kept him in his lap for the rest of the lunch. But I can't believe I almost forgot this important detail and moment. This man also, throughout the lunch, let his dog eat and drink out of our plates and bowls. He literally took his empty soup bowl and his friend brought it to the bathroom, washed it or rinsed it out, whatever, and then let the dog use it as a water bowl. What the actual heck? The one other table was extremely uncomfortable, and luckily they were leaving. Otherwise, we might have said, you know, your dog can't be in here. But we also really can't. I think in Massachusetts laws in most states, you can't, if someone says it's a service animal, we can't force them to show us papers. I mean, we could have obviously like still kicked them out and like filed a report on it because it would have been very clear that this dog was not a service animal and they would not have come after us because they did not have the proper certifications. It was just not worth the headache, but it was literally just insane. Like we were all just shocked that this person thought that this was okay. Like this person was mentally all there. Like, yeah, he might not have had legs, but he was all there, okay? It wasn't like he was lacking some sort of understanding as to why this wasn't okay. And his friend, same thing. His friend was a fully abled, capable body, was like didn't think that there was anything wrong with this. It was just completely shocking. And luckily, like I said, my other table is getting up to leave, and I kind of think that this table did rush them out. I think they wanted to like stay and kind of chat for a little bit, but they were like, we're getting out of here. Because someone could have been scared of that dog too. Like to have a dog just run around like that, that's scary, even though it wasn't a bully breed or anything like scary looking for a dog. Like you don't know if the dog's gonna come up and bite you. And if that dog was obviously like aggressive, he would have absolutely been like, you have to go. Once it kind of settled down, so we just let it be because, you know, no one wants to tell the guy with no legs that he can't have his dog in there. So yeah, that was pretty wild. Those are the stories that I have for today. I hope they entertained you. Time has passed, so I'm not mad about any of them. I find them entertaining to tell, and I hope you guys enjoyed them. If you want me to continue this series, please show me that you want me to by giving this video a thumbs up. Share this video with your restaurant coworkers and friends, and make sure that you subscribe to my channel if you ever want to hear another video, see my face again. Maybe you want to stick around for some beauty content. That would be so nice. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope I see you in my next video. Bye guys.